Hello everybody, Kelvin here, and today I'm doing a quick video just to show you how you actually configure the internet appliance from GNS3 to allow connections to the physical internet or rail internet, if you like. I'm only going to be focusing on this section down here, and basically what I've got is I've got a Windows 7 PC. I have a few checkpoint devices, so a checkpoint firewall and a manager. I won't go into explaining those at the moment, however I do plan on doing some videos surrounding checkpoint in the future. We're going to focus primarily on IOU5 router and the internet appliance here. So we're going to start by configuring this router. This is where the main configurations are going to take place in order for the communications to occur. Just before I go ahead and do that, I'm going to confirm that we don't have connectivity from this PC out of the network, or indeed from the actual firewall, because I haven't set up any firewall policies yet on the gateway, so by default it's going to block everything. So ideally I need to check from this firewall, so what I'll do is I'll jump on that first just to kind of show you that we don't have no connection. And to be honest, we're not going to have any connection anyway, because I haven't set any of this up yet from this link here, but we'll just go ahead and test it just for demonstration purposes. So this is what we have. This is the gateway here, so I'll start with this and just log in. Okay, so I'm going to try and ping we'll try ping Google and timeout. As you can see, in fact, just before I do that, let me just override that. Now it's still not going to work because, like I say, I haven't configured anything. So we'll proceed now with configuring this router. Then we'll jump back to, in fact, what we'll do is we'll jump onto the Windows 7 lab computer, and we're accessing 192.168.50.254, which is currently this link here to the gateway. So I'm just going to log in on that. Okay, so I'll just take over that lock again, and I want to show you the interfaces. So Ethernet 0 is currently this interface here, so it's acting as the internal gateway, and we have the external here, which is currently set to no dynamic IP address, as you can see there. Now what we're going to do is going to use a static address. So what we'll do is we'll start by configuring this with an IP address. So for demonstration purposes, we're going to give it not that 192.168. We'll give it let me just think. We'll give it 51. Give it 51.2. Okay. So it's going to be the link for that. So now we'll jump onto the router, and as you can see, it's IOU5. I'll just make that a little bit bigger. And so this is where all the configuration mainly going to take place in order for us to be able to connect out to the internet. So I'll just enable this as well. And the internet appliance, so those that don't know, gives out IP addresses dynamically. The default gateway is 172.16.0.1, and what it does is it breaks up the 172.16.0.0 subnet into /24s. So I can show you that now when we configure this interface. So let me just verify. So we are Ethernet 01 on that one. Okay. Okay, and we're gonna do IP address DHCP, and we should see, once I do a no shutdown, it should acquire DHCP settings from the internet appliance. So the states just come up now. Normally takes a little while sometimes. There we go, so we can see a DHCP address has been assigned of 172.16.230.174. Okay, so that is now our IP address on this interface connecting to this interface. Okay, so if we do ping 172.16.0.1, we can get to that because that's actually acting as the default gateway. Okay, so if we do a ping to, we'll do 8.8.8. So now we can see that we can actually get out to the internet, but that's directly from that interface. There's no network address translation taking place on IOU5 router. Now there is going to need to be NAT taking place in order for the internal network here to be able to communicate out, and I'll show you that soon. So we're just going to start by configuring this interface now. So we'll leave that for now. Interface, I'm guessing it's Ethernet 00. Yes it is. Ethernet 00. We'll give it an IP address 192.168.51.1. Oopsie. /24 subnet. Do a no shutdown. We'll do a ping 192.168.51.2, and it should fail because it's actually acting as a gateway, and it's actually acting as the external interface, so it should time out. Either if we let's try do an show app. So you can see there, we can actually see the interface here, 192.168.51.2. so we know we can see it, so that means we can get to it, but we just can't ping it because it's a security appliance. Okay, so now these two links are configured. We, as I said before, we need to create a network address translation on this router in order for us to be able to communicate with the internet. Before I do that, I'm going to enable domain lookup. Forgot the command. Okay, so we're going to enable that as well. So if we do a ping google.com, it can actually look up the domain name and convert it to the relevant IP address, which in this case is 74.125.206.138. Okay, that's that one done. So let's just flick back to the gateway just to show you that we can't still connect to the internet. So we'll do it on here. Okay. And as you can see, it's no good. We're still not able to get out to the internet. So we'll create a standard access list. So access list 1 permit, and for this we'll do permit any. Okay, now we need to do a default route as well. IP route 0000000, and we're going to point it out of Ethernet 01. No, in fact, we need to point this to the actual gateway in this case, so it's 0.1. In fact, no, it's not 0.1. My mistake there. I believe we need to point this to the gateway of this actual subnet, so 230.1. So we'll try both anyway. So we'll do 230.1. okay, we'll go with that for now. I'm sure it's that way round which it's configured anyway, but we can try that anyway. So we do IP NAT inside source list 1, so that's mapping it to the access list we've just created, and we'll do oh wait a minute, IP NAT inside source list, forgot the list 1 interface. So this is the interface where we need it to go, and it's Ethernet 01, and we're going to use PAT on it. Okay, so that's that done. Now we need to actually sort out the interfaces. So interface Ethernet 01, IP NAT is outside, interface Ethernet 00, ignore them, and IP NAT inside. Okay, so if we do show IP NAT translations, we don't have anything. If we do an IP NAT statistics, we also don't have anything for now. Okay, but the translations, we should start seeing some in a minute. So if you just bear with me, and we'll try again. Now we might actually have to reset the devices, but we can we'll go with this for a minute and see what actually happens. Okay, so if we do a ping, at the minute we're getting destination unreachable from 51.2, which is the exit interface of the gateway. Okay, so let's just have a look at the default route on here. We need to override this lock as well. Like I said, with the checkpoint stuff, that needs to change. With the checkpoint stuff, I do plan on doing some videos, so if you are wanting some videos on checkpoint, I'll be more than happy to do some. So we need to just make this a little bit bigger at the minute. So what we need to do is, this is the default route. Let's see where it's pointing. It's actually pointing out the right interface, so that's cool. Yep, that's fine. So let's have a look back on here. We might give the device a quick reboot. Okay, we can see that it's not working currently, so we'll just reboot this device and we'll see how we progress there. Sometimes it might be worth turning off the device totally and turning back on with it being a lab, but we'll just see how we get on. So I'll just minimize that again for now and let that restart. Okay, that's restarting now. So if we have a look on the actual VM, we can see that it's rebooting now, or has rebooted. There we go, that's the right one. So we'll just give it a second and let this reboot. Let's do IP NAT translations. We still don't have any, and we also don't have any data in the statistics as of yet. Okay, I will see if this changes when this is finished rebooting. Okay, normally it takes a little while for it to come back on, but we'll try it. Okay. just maximize this again for you. And it doesn't look like, let's do the IP address instead, so 192.168.51.1. So right now we're actually having trouble getting to the next hop. Okay, so that's no good. We need to investigate this. Let's have a look. 51.2. We'll click back onto the router. Do a quick show run. Make sure 51.1. Yeah, that's cool. Lines up, protocols up, so that's fine. Okay. So you can see it's acquired the MAC address as well, which is good news. You can see traffic flowing. I'm just gonna try it again. It might have still been initializing when we tried it first time. No, that doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, so let's have a look at the interfaces and make sure that they are correct. Click here. Okay. So yeah, MAC address. Okay. So yeah, we can resolve that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to power down this gateway, which sometimes it is required in order for it to work successfully. I don't know why it does that. I think it's something to do with it being virtual. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to power this gateway down. So if I just stop that, give it a second and I'll restart it, and hopefully it should work how it needs to do. So just power that back up now. Ignore the rest of the stuff in this topology for now. I am building quite a big lab. This is basically going to be covering more of a switched environment, including Windows Server and ASA. And over here we're going to have remote access, which I intend to set up to remote access to any site that I create using the gateways, so either the ASA or, for instance, on this site, Checkpoint. As you can see, we've got a predominantly Checkpoint site, which is going to be configured, and down on the right we have nothing yet. However, I am looking at probably configuring some Fortinet stuff. So I will be doing videos on it all, so you know, just bear with me, and you know, keep a lookout on my channel, and you should be able to see some stuff soon. So now this is rebooted. Let's have a look if the issue is fixed. There we go. So like I said, sometimes it just needs a reboot. I think it's because it's virtual. However, now you can see that we're getting pings from the gateway successfully, and this is currently pinging Google. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to this, and now we should be able to see some translations. Okay, so there we go. So now we can see port address translations. And so we've got where are we? So inside local address, which is the external interface here of the gateway, 51.2. okay, and that's been translated, and like I say, it's going out to Google. Okay, so that's successfully configured now. So what we're going to do now is, by the way, this is what you need now to successfully configure the internet appliance to accept your lab traffic out to the internet. So we'll go back onto the Windows 7 machine, and as I said before, I don't think we'll be able to connect to the internet yet because we have no rules in place on the actual gateway. And there we go, we can see that we can't connect. So I'm going to, in my next video, I plan on actually configuring default rules for the checkpoint gateway on the manager, for those that know how this deployment works. And you know, yep, if you are interested in that, then please come by and watch the next video. But thanks.